Who are the people who have helped to make you who you are today? I'm talking about those individuals who have left their fingerprint on your life. The ones who, at a critical moment, redirected your path in such a way that today you look back and say, I never would have become who I am were it not for that person's influence. Is it an author, a church leader, a cherished friend? Go ahead, make a list. My guess is you'll have a pretty long list. Mine include people like Greg Rosser, Mike Purcell, Bobby Halfaker, John Core, Newell Smith, B.W. Hambrick, Mark Prude, Dave Bennett, Brian Wilson, Jerry Porter, Bill Wiesman, David Busick, and even some authors, James Emery White and N.T. Wright. I'm guessing most of you would top your list off at between 50 and 70 people. Now, I want to ask you another question. Who do you know that can look inside you and find that person you long to be, and then help to bring that person to life? Who is it that has been where you want to be and knows how to help you get there? The Bible is filled with all kinds of examples. In fact, mentoring was a way of life in Bible times. It was the way of handing down skills and wisdom from one generation to the next. Moses prepared Joshua to lead the people of Israel into the promised land. Samuel prepared Saul to be king and chastised him when he rebelled against God. Elijah enlisted and prepared Elisha to be his successor. Priscilla and Aquila tutored Apollos, who later became a powerful spokesman for the gospel. Paul took Timothy under his wing on a missionary journey, and then Timothy eventually became the pastor at Ephesus. Gary is one of the unsung heroes of my life and a mentor over the years. I met him back in 1986 when we pastored churches just a few miles apart. Later, Gary became the pastor of a struggling church in southern Ohio. He pastored that church for well over a dozen years, and he saw it grow into a healthy and thriving congregation. Several leaders came out of the Wheelersburg church, many of whom went on to revitalize or plant numerous other churches in the Ohio River Valley. The last time we were together, I asked Gary what his number one priority is. He didn't hesitate. Cast vision and mentor 5 men. Early each morning, Gary meets with one of these 5 men who have made 3 basic commitments. They commit to spiritual formation and intimacy with God through a consistent devotional life. They commit to a life of good stewardship, which includes the giving of their tithes to the local church. And they commit to being actively engaged in ministry in the local church. He also asked that each of these 5 men make a commitment to mentor 5 other men. Now, if you do the math, you can see the genius behind it. In fact, it almost sounds biblical. Ecclesiastes 4:9-10 says, 2 are better than 1 because they have a good return for their labor. For if either of them falls, the one will lift up his companion. But woe to the one who falls when there is not another to lift him up. I wonder what would happen if you were to find a person who can mentor you. Through thoughtful and prayerful consideration, choose someone who has been where you want to be and knows how to help you get there. Be bold. Ask right out, I'd like you to be my mentor. Can we meet together for a period of time? And I'm really interested in learning more about, and then you tell them the subject. And be specific about where you want your conversation to go. Even better, are there people you can pour your life into through a mentoring relationship? Individuals who share similar goals and who are actively seeking ways to grow in a particular area of their lives, who will not hesitate to take a risk and be responsible. Now, keep in mind that being a mentor may include discipleship, but it goes much further. It may also include principles and practices or connections and other tools to prepare someone and help them avoid certain stumbling blocks along the way. Next week, I'm going to meet with my friend Dennis. Dennis has several years of experience launching small groups here in Palm Beach County and beyond. And these are groups of professional men who are living out their Christianity in the marketplace. I have a lot to learn, and I'm anxious to sharpen my skills. I believe our times together will truly be an iron sharpens iron experience.